Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. We are at the finale of Life After Lockup, Season 6, Episode 20, Vows and Vendettas. All right, y'all. All right. Interesting enough, Leo, you started off saying you wasn't really feeling this finale at all. Honestly, I don't think we've had a really strong finale in a very long time. Hey, writer girl, hope all is well. Yeah, I don't think we had a strong finale. What I do know is there are a couple of people that I'm tired of seeing. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. I hope some of these couples they are completely done. But again, if they need this show for money, they're probably going to keep writing this until the wheels fall off. And clearly, production is not creative enough to get new people. So we're probably going to see, unfortunately, some of these couples again. All right. So if I had to rate this episode, it would be a C. And if I had to rate the whole season, I would give it a B minus. Okay, a B minus. So yeah, so with that being said, let's get started. And you guys let me know what you will rate this episode and also this season. All right. Hey, Miss T, hope all is well. So let's get started. Now, look, I don't even know why they even gave us anything with them. We clearly saw what happened the last time they were on the episode. So we pretty much see that Bianca is in a new relationship. Let's hope to God it's a healthy relationship. And Daniel, of course, lost his job, lost the apartment, and is in a sober living facility. He claims he wished Bianca well, but they were just not compatible. Sir, you just used her. Okay, you just used her, and that's just it. So I don't even know why they gave us an update because we don't care. The only thing I hope is that Bianca's actually in a real relationship where a man is not using her and trying to get some of that trust fund or that what was it settlement money that she got. So let's just hope that she actually is really doing well this time and not pretending to do well. Okay, so let's move on. Paul Bunyan, Will, and Courtney. Honestly, I'm just annoyed because what we see consistently is Will trying to get this girl to care, and she doesn't. She just doesn't. You know what I mean? She admits that she slept with a guy, the guy who dropped her off, that, she slept with him. She told production that. Meanwhile, he is saying that they slept with each other the other day unprotected. So, sir, you're just a fool. Okay, you're just a fool. You know, and you knew in your heart of hearts that she was playing you for a very long time, and then you decide to literally have freaky tales with her unprotected. Yeah, you are a fool, a straight up fool. All right, that is nothing but like a STD soup, like a mofo. Okay, and he says he feels played and wants to hear from her that it was more than what it was. Sir, she does not care. It was definitely not more than you keep saying. I feel like I was just an ATM to you. You are correct. You were. So why are we going back and forth? Because you so badly want to hear that she is going to say, no, it was more than that. No, it wasn't. And every time she speaks the truth and laughs in your face, it breaks your heart. And then he wants to know more. He wants to say, did you cheat on me? Why do you care? Because guess what? You already know the answer. Now, she claims she never slept with that creep Mark that we met on this show. I'm going to need for them to be very specific on what her definition is with sleeping with someone. Because as far as I see it, she may have given him a hand, a helping hand, a mouthpiece, if you know what I mean. So yeah, because the way that Mark was saying, they definitely have kind of messed around. but she claims she did not actually sleep with him, but whatever. So with that, she claims that, yeah, after Will broke it off, she literally slept with someone else immediately. And he's like, who was that? How many? Ugh, Will, you are just really a simp times 1,000. And at this point, I'm just like, you are acting like a bugina at this point, a straight up bugina. Like, there's no other way else. There's no way to say anything else. You are acting like a bugina. And so at this point, you just need to accept that you got played. You got played and you were very vulnerable at the moment because, of course, naturally, you said you have a parent who is dying. And again, condolences in that situation. But you decided to reach out and have a prison pen pal. And we already know 95% of those cases, it never works out. So just accept it. But one thing I will say is Courtney is a straight up gaslighter. She's a manipulator and quite delusional because she had the nerve to say that there are guys who will put in 10 times more of the effort that Will put in. And I'm like, who? And he said it too. He said, yeah, for pleasure only. That's it. 2 weeks of fun with you and then bye-bye. And she said, well, I see your true colors and Will, I dodged the bullet. And I'm like, okay, this is the problem when Courtney has never had a real man in her life. I don't think even her father was in her life. So here it is. She doesn't know the difference between an actual man and a male. And at the end of the day, what's going to happen is she's probably going to end up finding that male that treats her like the same man that she had in her past. But at this point, she doesn't care. She's laughing so hard about this. Meanwhile, he looks like his heart is just straight broken. But at the end of the day, she's going to get her karma. But she is working at an auto shop, which is so weird to me. It's so weird to me that she's working at an auto shop and the charges that she has as far as auto theft is concerned, that's very weird. But I guess, look, they allow her to do it. But she says she wants a male, not a bitch. Guess what, child? If that app blows up, because Will told us that he is working on an app as well, if that app blows up, she is going to regret every bit of what she said. Because let me tell you something, Will looks like the app billionaire successful type. Every single app builder that is now a multimillionaire or billionaire has that dorky look like Will. You would never know they're a billionaire, but they making so much freaking money off of an app. Trust and believe, he definitely seems like the type that will be a crazy success. And all she had to do was just pretty much stay on the straight and narrow and literally just put in an effort in that relationship. But again, she's a narcissist. She's a manipulator. So trust and believe. I do feel like Will is going to be very successful, super successful. And then she's going to wish and try to crawl back then when that app becomes successful. So in the end, at the end of the day, this heifer has apparently a man. Okay. And she's apparently happy with him, I guess. And he's dating, but he's definitely not thinking about any weddings at all whatsoever. Okay. So good luck, Will. Good luck. Like I said, I definitely feel like he has that success to him. And I think he's gonna work extra hard just so that Courtney regrets what she did. But yeah, I think he's going to be super successful and Courtney is going to be a loser. So let's move on. Now, this is a couple that I don't want to see anymore. But I have a feeling we're going to continue to see them because they need the money. They need any type of reality TV money, any money that they can possibly get. So, but I really hope they don't come back. I hope they don't come back. So he keeps talking about how he made so much money in the streets. You know what I'm saying? He was that dude. You know what I'm saying? He was that Rich Porter. He was that Mitch. He was that Alpo. He was that guy in the New York streets. And so he keeps saying how, all the dirt he did in New York City and saying that he literally thought about making a call. Like he implies that he was literally thinking about it, just the thought of it, because he said those big time players still moving, even though he can't move anymore. But he even just thought about making that call. And I'm like, well, that's a great way for you to get your phones bugged. That's like to even say that, even if you claim you acted or not, that is a great way for them to do an investigation on you for the fact that you said you just even thought about it. And the fact that you asked your mama for $1,000 randomly. Yeah, I don't know, sir. So he finally tells Justine that they don't have the money. They have no funds. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. And apparently, instead of saying, he said at one point, maybe there was 30,000. She thought there was at least 30,000. He's like more like 15. And apparently that business where they have these used luxury cars, I guess, that they rent out. Apparently the M4 needs a new engine, and the new engine is going to cost $31,000. Mind you, he claims they only have 15,000. And he found this out a couple of weeks ago and didn't tell her. And so at this point, she's like, why wouldn't you tell me about the business that we're actually involved in together? Why wouldn't we try to come up with a solution on our own, like together? And I'm thinking, like, what solution would you have, Justine? You don't work. Like at the end of the day, like I understand you're trying to say this is a marriage, but at the same time, what could you possibly do? And most men do try to figure things out on their own before they go to the wife, because they're trying to work things out financially on their own. So then you don't have to worry about anything. So at that point, she makes it seem like that financially, if he doesn't have it, that she wasn't thinking about returning home. She makes a little slick comment in the confessional, and he kind of puts his head down like he's really upset with it. And I'm like, Justine, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere with all them kids, no job. Like, you're not going anywhere. But I think she was trying to imply that Mike is purposely lying about what's going on with the business and the issues with the money, because of the fact that he never really wanted that big wedding and spend that type of money in the first place. And to be quite honest, even if he is lying, I wouldn't blame him. You do not need a $60,000 wedding. You definitely don't need a $100,000 wedding. A $6,000 wedding will give you enough. And I don't even think you need a wedding at this point, because as far as I see it, everything should be calculated on what you could do for the kids. $6,000, that can be tuition, that can be a whole lot of other things, that could be school clothes. You don't need no wedding right now. So at the end of the day, their ending is they're postponing the wedding until 2026. Which tells me they are going to try to come back on this show, which tells me they are going to try their best to see if production is probably going to pay for it. Child production clearly ain't got the budget no more. That's why we getting these fake storylines. But with that being said, that's what they're planning on. Meanwhile, Mel graduated from high school, so congratulations. And they said they're excited for her going to college and her future, but not excited about the bill. I'm sorry. That's not something that I wouldn't want my child to see that. I'm sorry. Like, if you're saying she shouldn't worry about the bill, because remember in the beginning of this season, she was saying she was going to go to community college because the family couldn't afford it. And Justine talking about some shoot, well, I will get out there and hustle because you got the grades. You don't need to go to no community college. They was even talking about a only F. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will make it happen. So why at the end, and again, unless that was just production, why at the end would you say that again, the bill is the issue? The bill is the issue, as if, that's making her feel bad about pursuing her goals. I really hope Mel did go to a university, because if she has the grades, I hope she did go to a university and she fulfills her dreams and she stops living for her family, because I think that she definitely needs to go to therapy also, because of how her being the oldest, always taking care of the other kids and always sacrificing herself and her needs for her brothers and sisters. I don't like it. So I am hoping that she actually goes to a university, maybe a university out of the state, away from her family, and truly find herself and live her life. So congratulations to her. But I don't want to see Justine and Michael again. I really don't. I really don't. I don't. I don't care anymore. I do not care. Their storyline is done. There are no more babies coming. They have these so-called businesses. I don't care about his rapping. And I don't care about just thinking, what, you know what? Let me rewind that. Rewind. You know what will make me care? This new information that we found out about her mama. Now, we going to have her mama as a storyline, then they could come back. But I want to hear from the mama and these allegations of her allegedly doing what she did to where her license is suspended and potentially she could lose her license. Now, that will be something that I watch. But if it's about them as a couple, denied. Moving on to Latifah and Keith. Baby, let me tell you something. I'm sorry. I don't know if Latifah was actually drinking or something, or this was just again bad acting, just horrible acting, because I can't help but that scene where she was acting a freaking fool, talking about something. You don't remember how you proposed to me? And he's sitting up there like, man, you tripping. I'm about to go with my aunt. Let me call my aunt, man. Yeah, come pick me up. And she's like, no, you ain't going with her. You ain't going with Marsha. You coming with your wife. Like, if you don't remember proposing to me, maybe I should rip up the paper. If you don't remember even doing it. And so at that point, he gets in the car with his aunt. And his aunt is like, what's going on? And he's like, man, she tripping. We ain't got no money and all this stuff. She talking about renewing vows and everything. And she said, look, I mean, if you mean everything you say, what's wrong with renewing vows and just making it nice? Like, just make it a ghetto special, a typical Iowa ghetto special. I don't know what an Iowa ghetto special is, but since they live there, child, clearly this is what we got. So yeah, so she's like, just do it or whatever the case may be and make it special to her. She's questioning everything at this point because of what he said. And meanwhile, Keith seems like he's questioning everything too, making it seem like he got to be control of all things. Otherwise, it ain't going to work out. Okay, sir, make sure you guys hit the like button on the way in. So at that point, he ends up going home and she's in her clothes, still fully clothed from earlier in her bed. Nasty. And so at that point, she's like, you left me for Marsha, as if Marsha is an other. Like, that's his aunt, apparently. So they end up having the vow renewal, child. And like I said, a ghetto special because Keith's pappy is, I guess, the priest, the clergy. That's why I said, this has to be fake just for the TV. Because I said, why is the pappy actually the official? The clergy. So at that point, he gives his vows and she gives her vows as well and starts to cry. And even the daughter, the little girl, is crying. Meanwhile, we see the oldest daughter, even when she put on the veil, she still looked miserable as all get out. The little girl is crying. And I know some people was like, why that little girl cry so much? I think that's normal. I don't know about y'all, but especially when it comes to your parents, especially when it comes to your mama, like when you see your mama emotional, a lot of times, especially kids, they're going to cry when they see their mothers cry or their fathers cry. So I think that's just natural. And I think it's cute, actually. But at the end, they end up renewing their vows and all of that stuff. Now, sidebar, did y'all notice when they was about to kiss, when Latifah and Keith was about to kiss, he kind of pushed her back at one point and then kissed her. Did y'all notice that? What was that about? What was that about? I was like, what's going on here? I don't know if she got stuck or whatever, but it looked kind of weird. But with that being said, child, we actually see the oldest daughter smile at the end of this. She said the hope they don't have that many babies, but she's more so, I think her little sister brings her a lot of joy because she definitely seems to light up around her little sister. But her sister says some stuff that makes her laugh, which I thought was cute. But we actually see her smile. I don't know if she's faking the funk with this show and she now knows that people are giving her more attention because she kind of has this sad look on her face or there's really something going on. But I must say, I enjoyed seeing her lively at the end of this. She was smiling. She was joking with her sister. It was actually cute. Like, she actually is a happy teenager. So I don't know, y'all. But with that being said, let me tell y'all something. Production, y'all wrong as hell for having this mugshot up here. So at the end, we see that Keith is apparently trying to adopt the little girl. And then they said, shortly after production, child, Latifah gets arrested and the case is still going. But baby, why is she in this freaking mugshot looking up with bags under her eyes, with a smile on her face? Like, this is horrible. Like, I would look at this picture and say, all she gonna do is do it again. Like, there's no way you look at this picture and see that she is remorseful. She looked like she trying to get like a picture, like she proud of what she did, baby. Like she just graduated from high school or something like that. But baby, I'm like, if I'm looking at this one right here, she don't look remorseful, and it look like she will do it again. She will do it again. Okay, Latifah is gonna stay Latifah. All right. So yeah, I was just like, y'all wrong as hell. But again, I have a feeling also this couple is going to be back. She needs the money, and she probably needs them to help her with trying to beat her case. I don't know, something about people when they do some effed up stuff, they love to be on this shows, hoping that this whole notoriety that they receive, I guess, being on the show will help them beat their case. I don't know. But yeah, with that being said, child, I guess I should say good luck to them. But I would say more than anything, girl, you need to go into Fraud Anonymous. You need to go into something, because this don't make any sense that you still are pursuing this. Like, maybe go back to college and get a like legit career. If you apparently are good with numbers, get an accounting degree, get a CPA, do something. Like, this is just ridiculous. So y'all trying to be the Iowa Bonnie and Clyde, it's just not cute. It's just not cute. But with that being said, Troy, Zuzu, and baby, they need to add Karen to this picture. Because let me tell you something, Karen is the show, okay? Karen is their segment. When I tell you they were quite boring this whole entire freaking season until Karen popped her behind, claiming her behind was halfway out of her dress when she popped her butt out on this episode. Baby, I was thoroughly entertained. Thoroughly entertained. Okay. Do you understand me? Thoroughly entertained. She comes in and she's like, look at that belly. Oh, child, you big. You cooking because I'm hungry. Then she sits up there and she literally says, child, wait a minute. My butt may be hanging out of this dress. Hold on. My butt may be hanging out. He like, mama, what you just say? Then she talks to him outside, talking about something. Well, how you feel about having another baby? And he says he's happy, but he just wished his father was there. And she said, well, he watching over your ass. When I tell you she is Frankie Keisha Cole's mama and Mama D, Scrappy's mama in one. When I tell you if Zaria and Troy come back, Karen needs to be in every single segment. I don't care. I do not care. They need to have her. So then at that point, she says she don't appreciate that he telling people that she don't love him and it's really hurting her feelings. And she said as long as everyone was okay, she was okay. And so at that point, he was like, you can't tell me how to feel about how, you know what I'm saying, you either were or were not there. You can't tell me how to feel. And she said, look, I sat up there and I helped you take care of your child, my grandchild. I took care of her. I took care of your child. And he said, you should have. She's your grandchild. And I said, sir, see, this is what I'm talking about. With like at the end of the day, that is not her child though. But see, the problem is Troy feels like because she wasn't there as a mother for him, that's the least she could do for little Troy. But let's be clear, she doesn't have to do it. She did not have that child. So at the end of the day, she was like, baby, I got 15 grandkids. But in other words, I made sure that I took care of Troy while you was in the prison. Okay. So then at that point, she was like, You sat up there and keep telling people that I wasn't there. And he said, look, I apologize if I wasn't there for you like I should have been there for you. And she said, you ain't got to be there for me because I'm a bona fide, certified hustler. And I said, here we go. So then at that point, baby, she starts to cry. When I tell you we went through 50,000 different emotions like the Frankies and the Mama D's, how 1 minute you can go from being happy to crying to screaming. That was Karen all over the place. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm seeing all of y'all coming in and saying hello. I ain't saying hello. Hey, Liz. Hey, Joseph. What's up, retired? How are you? Yes, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the like button. So at that point, she's crying because she said, she didn't do anything wrong. Okay. She did not do anything wrong. And here's the thing, Karen. We can clearly see how you act on this show that your parenting was very questionable with him growing up. I mean, you are now older and Troy is older and you still acting a fool on this show. I can't even imagine how you were when you were younger. I can't even imagine. So we can look at you and see that it was questionable. But one thing about it, while Karen is very entertaining, Karen is that typical older woman who can't take accountability for anything that they did. And while I feel like she's entertaining, I think she needs help. I think she needs therapy because when her and Zaria get into it, that is actually brought up. So when she sits down with them, she says, see, Zaria, you need to mind your own business. And Zaria like, what you mean I need to mind my own business? You need to mind your own business. Child, let me tell you something. I was so entertained by her dramatics, Karen dramatics. I didn't even know what they was arguing about at a certain point. I didn't even know what they were arguing about. I was like, child, because she was like, you need to mind your own business. No, you need to tell Troy. You need to tell Troy. And Zaria sitting up there arguing back and forth, like, why wouldn't I interfere? Troy says you wasn't there for him. You say that you was. You both people can feel the same. You know what I'm saying? You can feel your way. Troy can feel his way. And she's like, oh my God, y'all really brought me out here for this. Child, when I tell you, I laughed so hard when she was like, oh my God, y'all really brought me out here for this? And she kept making these faces. I swear to you, I have never seen this woman have a straight face. She always got the stank face. She always got the low eyes. Like, sadly, I don't know if Karen can only function in life unless she seems like that person that the only way she can function is if she has a cocktail or a smoke. You feel me? And y'all let me know if y'all understand what I'm saying. Like, she has to numb herself to get through life, which is interesting because Zaria mentioned that the last time they had a conversation, Karen mentioned a lot of trauma or a lot of things that happened in her past. And see, have a lot of their own trauma. Their mentality is, well, as long as I was around and you saw me, that was enough. Because probably compared to how she grew up, she feels like she did a better job. But at the end of the day, that's not how it works, boo. That's not how it works. But honey, she just kept, even when she was eating, she was making a stank face. She was all over. She was like, let me speak. Let me speak. Oh my God, you won't even let me speak. So then at that point, she sits up there and I guess she finally says something after all of that that makes them happy, trying to say that was the whole point of this conversation. Meanwhile, Troy ain't saying nothing. This is between Zaria and Karen. Troy just sitting there. So then at that point, she's outside and she literally is crying because she says as long as her son is happy, that's all that matters to her. And she said, but she's still going to keep the side eye open or whatever the case may be. So she said, well, let me see this sonogram. Child, she see the sonogram. And they said, this is how we knew the baby was a boy. And she said, "Ooh, he got a big peen." She said the grandchild in Zaria's stomach got a big, and I say peen. Y'all know what she really said. The big D. Okay? The big D. So literally, I was like, who says that about a baby? Like, who says that? And then you wonder why she claimed that they only want her for a babysitter. They don't want you to babysit that baby. Absolutely not. I wouldn't want you to babysit that baby. Now you entertaining, but I don't want you teaching my child nothing. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. So at that point, y'all, in the confessional, they hilarious as I don't know what. When I tell you Karen is their segment, there Karen needs to be there. But at the same time, I don't want it to be a situation where our entertainment is her demise even more. And why do I say that? Because I don't know if Frankie Keisha Cole's mama, and even Mama D, if them being on TV for our entertainment made them better or worse. And if being on TV is going to make Karen worse, meaning that she gets this notoriety and she feels like she doesn't need to change because people love her the way that she is, or, you know what I'm saying, she numbs herself even more, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that. So I hope that maybe if they do come back, maybe there's some therapy involved. Let me tell you something. She's entertaining, but I don't want another Frankie situation. Like, I don't. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, now again, some people feel like if it wasn't for the shows that Keisha Cole had, Frankie may not have made it that far. Maybe those shows tried to keep her clean a little longer because she was on those shows. Who knows? But at the same time, I don't want the dysfunction to be our entertainment unless she's really going to change. But honey, she seemed like she's set in her ways. But with that being said, one thing he does do is that he gives them happy Mother's Day presents. Now, with that being said, I hope he did the same thing for Yona. I really do, because she needs one too. But one thing that he said that rubbed me the wrong way is that he said, I got my little man and I got my daughter. And I'm like, what little man are you referring to? You talking about the little man in her stomach? Because what about Zaria's son? Which is making me wonder even more. The rumor is that Zaria doesn't have full custody of that son. Allegedly, apparently her parents do. And so maybe that's the reason why. But sir, you literally adopted that child. He calls you dad. So you should be saying you have your son, your little man that's coming, and your daughter. So we find out that little Troy stayed with her father for the entire summer. Thank you, Yona, because you was scaring me over my last breath type of stuff. It ain't about to happen with Zaria. But if that is true, I am glad that you definitely allowed Troy to stay the summer. One thing I will say is Zaria was definitely more normal than usual this season. The only time that she had her moment is when she was telling him to choke on that food because she was mad that he was going to Buffalo without telling her what the real reason was or whatever the case may be. But other than that, she was pretty normal. She was pretty normal. I was shocked. But, sir, Troy, your chokers and these little trinkets, it don't look good. It just don't look good. What is up with all of these chokers on your neck and these trinkets that are attached to them? It's weird. It's weird, dude. Like, seriously, I don't know that many men who rock things like that. I don't know men. Like, I understand men getting manicures and pedicures, but it looked like to me the last time he had on some cotton candy, light pink polish on them freaking nails. He is very metro. Very metro. But baby, them chokers and them freaking lions or bears that he got on his freaking, I don't get it. I really don't get it. He's different. He is definitely different. And I want to know if he was really that different when he was in prison, or he is just coming out even more now that he's out of prison. But with that being said, I am hoping that, they seem like they're functioning well at this point. Now that Troy is bringing in some money, I wish them the best. I really do. I wish them the best. Troy seems like he's really trying to be a stand-up man, a stand-up guy. And yeah, I hope Zaria continues to take her medicine, allegedly. If she does have some issues in that area, I hope she continues to take it. Seems like she's been very calm, so I hope she continues. Yeah, I don't even wear chokers. I don't wear chokers. Last time I seen a choker was on an older lady, like literally past 65, Medicare age. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. It's very interesting what he has on, but hey, if he likes it, child, let him like it. Zaria clearly don't mind. His shirts be too much. Some of the outfits he have on be too much. It's weird. But again, this is the same guy who didn't have a problem having his booty hole moist. Remember, he had his booty hole steamed? Y'all remember the first time we saw him when he got out? She made him squat on a steamer saying he needs to steam his booty hole and his sack and everything else. Y'all remember that? And he did it? Y'all remember that, right? So should we be shocked? I don't think we should be shocked. But I do wish them well. I really do. Now, what the hell is this? I hope it ain't what I think it is. I saw this picture and I said, I hope that ain't what I think it is. Some may think it's a boat. Maybe my mind is messy and nasty. But I think it's something else. And as weird as they are, I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think it's weird? Do y'all think it is what I think it is? Y'all let me know. Yeah. But yeah. Are we going to just say it's a boat? We'll just say it's a boat. Ain't no damn boat. Anywho, with that being said, let me move on to Brooke and JK. Brooke and JK. Brooke and JK. Brooke and JK. So, yeah, Miss Thing is out there still talking mess until the popos come, and she got a quick smile on her face. So does JK, trying to make it seem like everything is all good in the hood, and they not causing a ruckus, right? So then at that point, after the police leaves, she said, why you go over Alex's house? So she was like, you didn't answer your phone all day. Clearly, you probably was freaking her. And he tells her that apparently she's pregnant. And of course, she already knows that it could be his baby because she already knew that he was cheating. All right. So then at this point, she knows this. She more mad at herself than anything. And then she asks if, what happened to the first baby, the big M, was it his? And he says no. And of course, she knows the truth to that too. So then at that point, he says she is the reason why he's been freaking Alex the whole time. And baby, she give him a straight up pimp slap. And let me tell y'all, this girl know how to give a precise pimp slap with perfection. She slapped Alex like that. She slapped JK like that. She slapped him so hard, spit came out of his mouth. Or maybe that was snot, child. I don't know. But when I tell you that girl know how to slap somebody in the heartbeat, but of course, when she slap him, he's like, you stupid ass bitch. You stupid ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You stupid ass bitch. You stupid ass bitch. And so at that point, she said, F you, whatever, it's over. He walks into the house. She a stupid ass bitch, bro. And his mama like, look, she gonna send you back to the pen. Break it off and focus on you and no more females. And you don't need no extra toxicity in your life. And I'm like, ma'am, let's be clear. As much as we know Brooke is crazy, your son is toxic as well. Let's not forget that he is trifling and he wasn't ready for no relationship and he was cheating, okay? Yeah, he got the right one with this psycho, but at the end of the day, he still was being trifling as all get out. So it is what it is. But he sits up there and he says, screw Brooke. And he also pretty much says, screw Alex. At the end of the day, if she got a lot of baggage on her, he had the nerve to say that she had a lot of baggage because she got kids and a baby on the way. But if it is his baby, he will take care of it. But with that being said, Brooke spent time with her kids on camera for the first time in like forever by herself with them. And she tells them that she broke up with JK. And of course, typical, they talk like they're not kids. They talk like they have heard too many grown-up conversations and talking about something, well, he doesn't deserve you to deserve you. He too good. You too good for him. He's an addict. You're not. And I'm like, yeah, you've been talking too much, and so has your mama been talking too much around them little boys. Because how did they find that out? Even though she claims she ain't talked about that with them or around them, she's lying, in my opinion. So at that point, we see JK and he's fishing and he's saying his main issue is that he's lustful and he should have never gotten in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So then at that point, he said he's been trying to take the kids out, reaching out to her to see if he can take the kids out. You know what I'm saying? And so at this point, I'm like, sir, how about you focus on you being sober? Yeah, focus on you being sober for some years, all right? And so at that point, he ends up saying that, again, Alex has baggage, but he'll take care of the child. I would like to know if he's still working. But sidebar, he ends up getting the fish. I don't know my fishes unless it's fried, but I don't think that was a baby catfish. For y'all fishers out there, y'all let me know if that was actually a real catfish. That didn't look like no freaking catfish. But with that being said, Brooke ends up moving to Galveston. I hope I said that correctly, Texas, and says that she should have known JK was going to be a joke because JK stands for just kidding. I actually thought that was cute when she said that. But at the end of the day, she literally says no more addicts, no more of that drama. But then she gets a call from an inmate. And then we find out that she's still talking to multiple inmates. Child, the reason why she talked to multiple inmates because no normal man will end up wanting to deal with her crazy behind. That's why she talks to inmates because at this point, I'm shocked she ain't been an inmate her dang on self. So all she's doing is repeating the cycle, hoping that an inmate will actually deal with her and actually raise her boys. Meanwhile, Alex had a girl and apparently JK is waiting for the results. Child, he done already got those results. Now, like I said, on the social media world, I've been seeing that they're saying that is JK's baby. I don't know how true that is. Y'all know I don't be doing the deep investigations, but apparently that is JK's baby. But we do not know if that is the case. If that is his baby, child, good luck to both of y'all. Alex, you probably ain't gonna get no child support. And JK, dang on well, you ain't ready to be nobody's pappy. You can't even be a man and take care of yourself without clearly relapsing. Because what we saw on the show, and even your mother said that you are on potentially something. So yeah, but again, I hope you get yourself together. I hope you get some better teeth because even though you claim you still got your teeth done, we don't see those teeth when you talk and you still sound like you have a gummy, like no teeth type of dialect. Every time he talk, I'm like, he claimed he got his teeth fixed, but it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like he keeps like chomping on gums. But with that, good luck, I guess. And Brooke, child, seek some therapy. So, oh yeah, them kids know way too much. Way too much. Thank you, Leo. If you fish, because I was like, that don't look like no catfish. They don't even look like no baby catfish. Now, again, I don't fish. I know what my fish look like when it's fried, though, and that didn't look big enough to be a catfish, even a baby catfish. But with that being said, child, we definitely not going to see them. We're not going to see them again. They're done. Thank God. So, last but not least, let me ask y'all something. Do y'all think they're going to come back on the show? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like the Quee, the Demon Dricks, and the Joelas is going to come back. Or maybe just Kiana and Demon Drick. Do you feel like they're going to come back or no? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like they will come back. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like they won't come back. Let me know before I start on them. Let me know if you feel like they're going to come back. Because I don't know at this point. I don't know at this point. It's very possible, very, very possible that they can come back. Very possible. But with that being said, okay, so one in the chat, you feel like they will come back. Oh, a lot of ones. Okay. So maybe, just maybe, they'll come back. Maybe they will come back. Okay. So a lot of you guys are saying, Shayla said, I hope not, but one. A lot of you guys are saying one. So let's get into it for the finale of Kui Demon Drick, Joella, aka Jumanji, aka Felicia from Friday. Joella wants to meet up with Kiana, a one-on-one, and she apparently texts Demon Drick with that information. Probably production. But anywho, make sure you guys hit the like button on the way in. So at that point, Joella says if Kui is going to be around her kids, they need to talk because she don't look down on anyone. Joella, look, I feel bad about the way you feel about how they're treating you, but this whole you don't look down on anyone, you have been talking bad about that girl too. Let's be clear. You came on this show pretty much saying that man was yours and you're going to wear something cute to get his attention and all of this stuff. And you was trying to make sure that you was still relevant in his life. You was still having freaky tales with him. You have talked down on her. Even when you came again to that freaking barbecue in your little Pocahontas outfit. Yeah, so we're not going to pretend like you have just been so peaceful in this situation. You have not. Neither one of you. So you need to both take accountability in the situation. So again, I do feel like a lot of Joella's situation is the fact that she was not picked by this loser. We're still talking about a loser here, but she is just bitter over the fact that she was not the one selected. He used her for what he could use her for and then end up going with Kiana, who seems to be more stable. Because honestly, he don't love Kiana either. She's more stable. That's just what it is. So Kiana says that Joella doesn't want to talk, just bark. And I'm like, no, you just don't want to listen because you already know the truth and you don't want to hear it because you're not going to leave him anyways. You will allow Demondrick to cheat in peace. You don't want to hear it because to hear it in your face on national television, people will really, even though they're already saying it, people will really say that you're a fool because she has given you all the proof, because I'm sure she was going to come with the proof and everything else to show you, and you were still going to stay with him. Sidebar, I don't know what restaurant she went to, but that hurricane drink that Joella had looked good. See, I like those type of drinks, them type of fruity drinks that be like good like that, and they probably be like heavy on the alcohol, but it got all of that stuff in it. It will knock you off your socks if you have about 2 of them, but they taste so good and tropical. Yeah, that's my type of drink. But anywho, so with that being said, Kiana says that she's not going to meet up. He's not going. And then Kiana says she doesn't want to be in this circus anymore. And she says Joella does want to be in the circus though. And I'm like, Demondrick is the circus. Y'all two heifers are the clowns. So you're talking about you don't want to be on the circus anymore. He is the circus. Y'all the fools, y'all the clowns. But she says that she sees happiness and forever and success with Demondrick. Meaning you are going to have the success. You are going to sit up there and hold everything down, make all the money, while Demondrick does nothing, or he makes minimum wage and you do everything. She said multiple houses, honeyware, multiple houses. Okay, sure. Now, with that being said, I wish you success by yourself or with a man who actually cares about you, just like I wish Joella success. But if you think you're about to have success with him, all of that success is going to depend on you, dear. So production at that point, because she did not show up, and I honestly feel that so-called Uber that Joella got in, that was a production car. Somebody from production was driving her, because that same car ends up going to the set where Kiana is doing her behind the scene confessionals. And all of a sudden, Joella knock on the door And Kiana, I mean, literally sees her and closes that door immediately, says she is not about to do this on camera. They apparently argue for 30 minutes, but we only hear 3 seconds. Production, I'm going to need for you to give us all of it. Do it behind the scenes where we can hear it all. I don't appreciate this nonsense because that wasn't enough. You claim it was for 30 minutes. What was said in those 30 minutes? That's what we want to hear. So then at that point, Demon Drick, the demon, says that Joella pretty much, Kiana says Joella had him once. And at this point, she says she is going to have him forever. And I'm like, no, you're going to have him until he finds the next fool who has more than you. Because trust and believe, if he can find a fool that has more than you and doesn't have kids, and that he can bring his 6 kids along, he will go to that fool. So at that point, she sits up there and claims that that's it, that's all. The man is hers. The demon says that Joella and Kiana have a personal beef and that it may have started with him, but it's past him now. They have a personal vendetta. What? Do you see how delusional this fool is? Their personal vendetta is you, stupid. This is what, like, you really trying to play with us. You can play with these idiots, but you can't play with us. We ain't stupid. They have an issue because of you, sir. And shout out to Joella for actually bumping the back of her wig. It looked like she put a little bit of bump, okay? Just a little bit. She didn't comb the front, though. But anyways, with that being said, they have an issue because of you. The personal vendetta is because of you. If you were out of the picture, they wouldn't have these issues. Period. They are fighting over you. So at that point, Joella had to make it be known yet again, that Demadric keeps trying to freak her, have the freaky tales, as if she's proud of it. She keep trying to show us the proof. He still wants me. He still wants me. Girl, this should tell you, if anything, what am I representing to him? Where even after all of this and my tire so-called getting slashed and someone allegedly getting in my car without proof of a busted window or locks being torn, like there was no proof of someone getting in that car. But even after all of this, dumb hoe on your window, he still feels comfortable to contact you wanting to hit it. And you showing it like, see, I told you I still got him. Joella, pick up your self-esteem, boo. He feels like you're weak and he got you and he can have you anytime he wants. Did you not listen? Did you not listen to your freaking grandma? Like, seriously. She's not understanding it and she refuses to understand it. Let me make this very, very clear. Joella, you need to move on. But it seems like she's going through that process because by the grace of God, Joella dropped the charges. Thank God, because I feel like this was more than just about those tires. She did not want to let go. And I'm hoping that is the process of her letting go. She may not realize her blessing is literally over that bridge. When she burns that bridge and literally lets him go, she don't even realize that maybe the man that she actually needs is right around the corner. But I think a lot of us in just life, we try to hold on to dead weight that's not good for us. And then at the end of the day, we don't even realize that once we let that go, all of a sudden these blessings come. I'm going to need for you to realize that it's not even worth it. So apparently she dropped the charges. And at the end of the day, if the charges was real, I don't trust production at this point. I don't even product sometimes courts I don't trust none of it at this point. But with that being said, she said all she does is co-parent with Demon Drake. I don't know how much I believe that. I don't know if she's still going to try to continue on. continue on with this man. But what I do know is that at the end of the day, I need for both of these women to pick up their self-esteem. He's mine. You may have had. Joseph. He's mine. You may have had him once, but I got him all the time. You can't sleep at night. The jam. The jam. Hello. And Joseph is like a baby. He's like in his early 20s, but he know all the old school jams. He's such an old soul. But yeah, so with that being said, that was the end. I don't know, y'all. And you guys think that they're definitely coming back? They're definitely coming back. I don't know. What I do know is that I'm tired of these women getting played by this fool and allowing themselves to get played as if he is the only black man in Lubbock, Texas. I know I still said it wrong. I'm going to continue to say it wrong because y'all like when I say it wrong. Y'all don't want me to pronounce it correctly. I don't want to pronounce it correctly. I'm saying it the way that I feel about these people that's on my screen. Lubbock. Sounds crazy that I'm saying it like that, right? Because they crazy. Because they crazy and they get on my nerves. So with that being said, you guys, that was the end. The finale. It's over. It's over now. It's over. It's my turn now. It's over. I don't know when the next season comes on, but I'm sure we all need a much needed break. I am hoping production gets their stuff together, but it just doesn't seem like they're going to get it together. In the meantime, if there are other shows that you want me to review, by all means, put it in the comment section. I am going to be working on some stuff, some pre-recorded stuff. I'm also going to try to tap into some true crime stuff that I want to talk about. But of course, those things take time when I'm doing pre-recorded videos versus live videos. As a Texan, I'm not offended at all. Thank you, Leo. One of my day ones here. I appreciate you. But yeah, so with that, of course, you guys know, a lot of you guys came to my channel because I do life and love after lockup, love during lockup. I will continue with this even if I pursue other things, other topics, but I'm definitely going to continue with the love after lockups. I feel like, though, we're not going to see a next love after lockup until 2026. I feel like 2026. Yeah, exactly, Leo. You just said it. We'll be back next year. So we got plenty of time. So I'm going to be focused on some other stuff. I am not doing Bell Collective. Well, I guess maybe I need to do a poll. Y'all, I don't want to do a Carlos King show, just like I don't want to do a Tyler Perry show or movie at this point. That's like, oh, I'm sorry, Liz. I forgot. I think I saw you say earlier, happy birthday, Liz. Happy birthday. My birthday is the whole month of October. So you can wish me a happy birthday every single day if you want. No, I'm just playing. Don't do that. But yes, but happy birthday to my fellow Libra, Liz. Happy birthday. Her birthday is today, you guys. So happy birthday to my girl. When I tell you that is straight love, that even on your birthday, you coming for this review, that is straight love. And I always appreciate you. Joseph, I am now not trying to be a Halloween girl. I am trying to be a holy wing. Amen. Amen. Holy wing. Okay. I don't want candy, honey. I want God to give me favor in direction and abundance. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to do. If I do put candy out there, I'll just put some candy out there for the kids. But usually if I turn the lights off, they get it and they understand to keep moving to the next house. So with that being said, you guys, I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Thank you guys always for supporting me. Let me tell you guys, as a small YouTube channel, it sometimes gets hard because I'm like, man, I just feel like I be busting my butt. But when I tell y'all, when I get y'all comments, when I get y'all in the chat, I literally have someone saying, like, I'm going back to all of your videos because I love your commentary. I love your style. Keep doing what you do. Those things keep me moving forward. Literally, they keep me pushing and moving forward. So I appreciate you guys. I really do. Thank you guys so much for always supporting me. And again, more to come this week. But again, it's going to be pre-recorded. So it's going to take some time. So, I understand we have a break for love after lockup, but look out for your girl and support your girl on the pre-recorded stuff as well. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll be back for the next season and then some, Chris. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know I love y'all down. I love y'all down. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.